what do you think about age differences? For example, one parent said, my high school junior who's going to be applying to colleges next year is sufficiently motivated to sit down in front of his computer and do the work. But what about my 6-year-old who has a difficult time spending more than 5 minutes doing anything?
I mean, there was a reason why when we built the online high school, we started initially as a 3-year high school, added 9th grade only when I realized that people would apply from 8th grade directly into 10th grade, which is not a good idea. And then years later, we added the middle school grades, not with the expectation that they would be as full as the high school grades, but really just for those kids who had exceptional need. And there was a reason why we never built the online elementary school, because it is not really an ideal methodology for somebody to have a whole school experience. You can do one course that way if you need something accelerated or if you need something unusual, but it's not really conducive to the social, emotional, kinesthetic needs of being a 7-year-old. Mm-hmm. And I mean, the fact that we make 7-year-olds live through the same bell schedule as 12-year-olds typically is not optimal either. So when we go online, I could imagine a bunch of 7-minute segments with, sort of structured much more like Saturday morning television used to be structured, because these days people just stream stuff, but where you have short segments, you have breaks, and then you have sort of longer breaks, at least every 30 minutes so that kids can get up and run around.
Okay, Joy, what do you think about the age differences?
Well, I think I think Ray hit it on the head. I mean, it is very different. You can, with the younger grades, that's why we're doing everything all asynchronously, first off. The teachers are really posting the work kind of at the beginning of the week. This is what they should do on Monday, Tuesday, right? And so they're trying to keep, of course, core subjects. One of the things that we found just in 3 days is that parents just had their kids sit there on Monday and do everything, and then came back to the teacher and asked for more work. And the teachers are like, no, that we understand this isn't taking your kids the 8 hours of babysitting time that you have when you take them to school. But this is what they need to learn, and we'd like them to learn that slower a little bit every day, whereas the parents are looking for babysitting because the parents are working remotely. And so again, this is a whole nother mind shift that we have to help them understand, that no, your little kids are probably going to be done by 10 o'clock every morning, 10, maybe 11 o'clock, that the state has come back and kind of given us guidance with how many hours of instruction they should have per week. And then from that, you can adapt down to how many they should have per day. And it's not going to be the full 8 hours that they've been their parents are used to. With the older grades, I'm finding that our parents of the juniors are a little worried, because here you have the kids the seniors are already in college, right? They already have everything, but the juniors, right, we're looking at, SATs are getting canceled. APs are still in flux. We don't know what they're going to do with the AP exams now. And so our junior parents are worried. They're worried about the kids' college coming up. But there needs to be a different expectation for the amount of time these kids should be doing work, and then how much they should be, as Ray was saying, you don't want the babies sitting there online all day long, right? How much we have to understand what of theirs is mission critical as far as the education. Like the kindergartners or first grade teachers can make up for a lot, right? But your math in your high school, it's going to be, how are we going to adjust for that in the fall if kids don't get it here?
Right. Okay, good.